Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Jenny O'Connor, and I'm the head of the Manchester Prize. We're very excited to be here with you today, and we're sharing some more detail about the Manchester Prize, which launched last Thursday. The Manchester Prize is a multi-million pound challenge prize led by the UK's Department for Science, Innovation and Technology for the UK government. Every year for the next decade, it will reward innovations that will help transform the lives of people across the UK and continue to secure the UK's place as a global leader in cutting-edge innovation. Throughout history, British innovators have been pivotal in technological innovation that has transformed the world that we live in. As we enter a new era where artificial intelligence plays an increasing role in the way we live, work, learn, and enjoy ourselves, the UK is playing a leading role in pioneering new AI solutions to some of the most important and difficult challenges in society. And we want you also to play a role in that. The Manchester Prize is our invitation to you to shape the future of AI in the UK by developing cutting-edge ideas into viable solutions that use AI to improve the lives of people in the UK and beyond. In today's session, we're going to share more detail about the inaugural round of the Manchester Prize, running from December 2023 now to March 2025. Now I'm going to pass you on to Catherine, who's going to give a little more detail about the prize and what we're going to cover today. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jenny. So today, leading the session, we have Jenny, who you just have seen, and my colleague Charlie, both from the Department for Science, Innovation and Technology, and then also Ollie and myself from ChallengeWorks, who are delivering the Manchester Prize for DCIT. Just so you're aware, closed captioning is available throughout the webinar today. If you would like to activate that, you just need to click activate closed captions, and then there will be automatically generated closed captions. If you need kind of a transcript and any other different support, we will be recording the session and uploading a version with a transcript. So please kind of note that that will be available if you need kind of more accurate captions than those automatically generated ones. Please ask any questions you have using the Q&A button down the bottom of your Zoom panel, and we'll be answering those at the end of the session. And finally, just to kind of note that this session will be being recorded, so that and will be uploaded after the next webinar. So today we'll be covering some really interesting things and exciting things about the Manchester Prize. So firstly, we'll be going over what we're looking for in the Manchester Prize. Secondly, then what to expect, a bit of an overview and a timeline of the challenge. Then we'll go into kind of what you can win, how to enter, and finally we'll wrap up with that kind of question and answer session, so we'll give you plenty of time to ask any questions you might have about the Manchester Prize. Handing now over to Charlie. He's going to talk to us a bit about what we're looking for.
Thank you. So my name is Charlie Grossman, and I'm on the Manchester Prize team at the Department of Science, Innovation and Technology. So in this section, I'm going to run quickly through the challenge statement and just share some examples of the sorts of things we might be looking for. So this first round of the prize will be awarded to the most innovative and impactful AI solution, which demonstrates the social benefit by overcoming challenges in the fields of energy, environment, and infrastructure. Essentially, this is what you must create in order to win the prize. We'll dive into the judging criteria in a bit more depth in a minute, but as you can see, the statement emphasizes both technological innovation and societal impact. Solutions can fall within one or cut across multiple categories, so we appreciate there's going to be significant overlap. And then on the next slide, we've included a few examples of how we think you could address the overarching statement, each of which tries to achieve a positive social impact by using AI in a new or innovative way. So solutions might involve reducing energy costs for consumers by using AI to model household energy use, identify targeted interventions such as retrofitting and replacement, supporting emergency service response by bringing together a range of spatial data about the road and built environment to improve last mile routing, or improving the response to extreme weather conditions by using AI and Earth observation data to predict areas vulnerable to flooding, or to support better real-time spatial data or events like wildfires and flash floods. On the next slide, we have a few more examples. So one other example could be reducing disruption to public services through predictive maintenance of infrastructure and automating dispatch of maintenance crews. It could be enhancing food security by using Earth observations and soil data to monitor and improve farming productivity and crop yield. And then a final example is improving efficiency and reducing resource consumption in manufacturing by using AI to optimize or automate energy-intensive processes. It's worth stating that these are merely examples and not required areas, so you're very welcome to think of your own. And in fact, we're hoping to be surprised. Now I'll pass you over to Ollie to run through the timelines of the prize.
Thanks, Charlie. So I'm going to talk you through a couple of quite practical bits of basically how the mechanics of this prize work, what the timelines look like, and then also some more detail on the judging and eligibility. So the Manchester Prize is a challenge prize, and that's really kind of really sums up what we're asking you to do. We're asking you to respond to the challenge that Charlie set out, and then ultimately at the end of this process, there is a grand prize for you to compete for the one who does the best. But this is, of course, broken up into a couple of phases that take us from the launch where we are now in December all the way through to March 2024. So the phase that we're in now really is focused on idea development. So you, the teams, the potential entrants to this prize, have about 2 months to articulate what your idea is, what it is you'd like to develop, what technology you'd like to work on, and write that up into a succinct, short entry form, which will ask a number of questions around your team and the solution that you're aiming to develop. So you have until the 1st of February at lunchtime, noon GMT, to fill in that entry form and really kind of articulate what the idea you're hoping to develop during the prize. Following that, from 1st of February up until the start of April, we have a period of judging. So we have an eminent judging panel coming together. It's going to be chaired by Professor Nick Jennings of Loughborough University. They're going to be supported by some expert assessors, and there's going to be a process of long listing, short listing, sifting, and then finally picking the 10 best entries that came through during that initial period. And these are going to be judged according to the judging criteria that I will talk about in just a second. At the end of that judging period, we will be announcing up to 10 finalist teams. So these will be the 10 best entries that we've received responding to the challenge statement that Charlie outlined. And then begins the really intensive periods of work for teams taking part in this challenge prize. And that's a period between April 2024 and January 2025, in which you can develop and iterate and validate and test your technology. And bring it to a point where it can actually be kind of demonstrated to the judging panel and show a working prototype which actually solves one of the problems that's kind of articulated in the challenge statement, or your own problem if you want to bring that to the table. And then finally, from January through to March 2025, our judging panel will meet a second time, apply the same judging criteria as before to pick one winner, and that will be the grand prize winner of this first round of the Manchester Prize, and they will be announced in March 2025. So the eligibility for this prize has been drawn deliberately quite broad. We are interested in a really diverse range of ideas and a really diverse range of entrants. This should not just be a bunch of the usual suspects. This should be hopefully a really kind of interesting and varied group of teams that qualify as finalists. And so the only really important one that's set out in eligibility criteria is that these entries must be led by an individual organisation based in the UK. They can have partners, they can have supporters which are outside the UK, but the team lead or lead organisation needs to be in the UK. There are a couple of extra conditions in the small text, which you can see on the website. That's manchesterprize.org, and in particular in the full terms and conditions. But they are details. Really, the important thing is UK-based or UK-focused teams. So I now want to walk you through the judging criteria for the prize. And this is really what takes the challenge statement that Charlie talked through and turns it into kind of actionable things that the judging panel can actually use to judge whether the entries they're looking at are really kind of representative of what kind of good looks like in this field. So there's 5 criteria, and they're all equally weighted. And these are the criteria that will be used both to pick the 10 finalist teams and to pick the grand prize winner in early 2025. And I'm going to quickly talk through these. So the first criterion is around innovation. So we're looking for teams really to demonstrate how their solution is an innovation in like the technology of artificial intelligence. This is an innovation prize, it's a technology prize. And that innovation, we understand, could be, of course, in the underlying AI. It might equally be in a novel application, a significant kind of shift or pivot in using an approach that's been used for one use case into using it in another use case. But we are really looking for that technological innovation, not just a kind of innovative approach to the business model or an innovative approach to marketing or service design. It's really about pushing the technological boundaries forward. The second criterion is around impact, and that's positive impact on society. As Charlie said in the challenge statement, we have a number of example use cases. You don't have to stick to those, but we will, in the entry form, be asking you to articulate the positive impact you think your solution will have on society, and the judging panel will have a chance to score you based on how impactful they think that is. And both of those criteria really are about kind of what you're planning to do during the prize. The innovation work the R&D that you're going to do, the kind of impact use case that you're going to develop. But we're also interested in the viability of your solution in the longer term, beyond early 2025. And so the long-term viability criterion really is about articulating what your credible path to adoption, whether that's commercial or non-commercial is, and giving the judging panel a chance to assess what their assessment of like your plan to pursue it and how credible that is. The feasibility criterion focuses on both the scientific and technological feasibility of your approach and also the ability of your team to deliver it. So this is really the place for our judging panel to determine whether they think that the proposal that you're putting forward is achievable and feasible during this period of 10 teams working from April next year through to January the following year. So this is about kind of whether you're capable of delivering. And then finally, you'll all, of course, have heard the government's big focus on AI safety recently, in particular the AI summit that was held in Bletchley. This is baked into the safety and ethics criterion that we have for our prize. So we'll be looking for teams that understand the potential pitfalls and have a good sense of the risks and potential mitigations that their approach might need. And of course, we understand that within the kind of broad category of use cases that could come in through this prize, that there will be some where this takes more work to evidence than others. But this is the criterion where we'll be judging the safety and ethics approach that you have. So as you work your way through this prize, there are multiple points at which you get support, and that's both financial support and non-financial support. So as I said, at the selection of finalists, there'll be up to 10 finalist teams picked, and each of those teams gets a finalist award of £100,000. And this is not money that comes with many strings attached. It's not equity. We're not taking ownership of your company. It's not a loan. You don't have to pay it back. This is a grant for you to further develop your solution throughout the periods of the finalist phase of the prize and to take you to the point where you can compete for the grand prize. And then, of course, if you're selected as one of those finalists, you have a 1 in 10 chance, or, if you're really good, a greater than 1 in 10 chance of winning that £1 million grand prize. And once again, that's money that doesn't have loads of strings attached. It's a prize. It's a recognition of the great work that you will have done during that period. You don't have to pay it back. We won't take ownership of your company. You keep your IP. And alongside this, we're also going to be offering some non-financial supports. And we're going to announce a bit more detail on this during this open period, but before the 1st of February. But to give a kind of very quick overview, that's going to be a package of free or subsidized compute, some matchmaking with potential public sector users of the kind of technology you're developing. So we have, if you look on the website, a couple of public sector organizations, including the Met Office and the Ordnance Survey, who are keen to interact with our finalist teams. And they will also be offering support with data sets that they hold, so kind of helping to understand them, helping to access them, and helping to navigate what it looks like to use those. This package, of course, will be finalized once we actually have our 10 finalist teams on board. It will, of course, depend on exactly what the mix of use cases that comes in through the entry process and what that looks like. And now I think I'll hand back to Catherine.
Cool, fantastic. Thank you very much, Ollie. So just really practically about kind of how you need to enter. So you need to head over to the website, which should be in the chat, at manchesterprize.org, and you need to, there's an online entry form. Entries do close at 12 noon GMT, so UK time, on the 1st of February 2024. So you've got kind of just a couple of weeks to kind of get your entry in, but we hope that the entry form is really quite straightforward. So we encourage you to kind of go have a look and enter the challenge today. You can save drafts on the platform called Submittable, but so to kind of do go have a look. There's also a downloadable version of the entry form, so you can kind of see the questions before you go and start that submission. But please note that all questions do need to kind of go in through your submissions through the online form. There is also some other support to enter, so do check out the frequently asked questions on the website, which hopefully can kind of make sure that you have everything you need alongside the kind of all of the information on the website, terms and conditions. There's also the Innovator Handbook if you find that useful. If you kind of still have questions, do please feel free to email us at info@manchesterprize.org. We also do kind of have behind, if you email us, we're not able to kind of very quickly answer your questions via email. We're able to kind of have a short 15-minute call with you to talk through some kind of other key things about how the Manchester Prize works and work through any questions that you might have. So do please feel free to email us with kind of any questions that you might have.